Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to tell about this short story, My Son the Fanatic, which is written by Hanif Qureshi. And Hanif Qureshi was born on December 5, 1954. He is an English playwright, screenwriter, and filmmaker, and novelist and short story writer. The theme of his works have touched on topics races, nationalism, immigration, and sexuality. In 2008, the Time named Qureshi in their list of the 50 greatest British writers since 1945. Qureshi was born in London to a Pakistani father and an English mother. He attended he attended Broomley Technical High School, and while at his college he was elected as a student union president in 1972. He wrote My Beautiful Laundrette in 1985, a screenplay about a gay Pakistani British boy growing up in 1980s London, and it won the New York Film Critic Best Screenplay Award and Academy Award nomination for Best Screenplay. His novel Intimacy 1998 revolved around the story of a man leaving his wife and two young sons after feeling physically and emotionally rejected by his wife. And his latest novel, Something to Tell You, was published in 2008. He was appointed as Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 2008 New Year honors. This is an introduction of about Hanif Qureshi, and let's start our story, My Son the Fanatic. And, the major character in this story, My Son the Fanatic, are Pervez and his son Ali and a prostitute Bettina. My Son the Fanatic is a story which deals with Pervez's problem, who has migrated Britain from Pakistan, and his son Ali, and Pervez is worried about him uh, due to continuous change in his behavior, in his personality, and he has changed significantly. Firstly, Pervez is hesitant to discuss this matter with his friends because he was thinking that his son is addicted of drug. Eventually, he breaks the silence and tells the story of his son to his friends. And he talked about his changed behavior with the passage of time. He is hoping to receive some advice or help from his fellows. After some conversation, his fellows came to the conclusion that Ali might be addicted to drugs, and he sells his property to buy drugs. After the discussion, he meets Bettina, a prostitute to whom he defended from a client who had attacked her. They take care of each other. Parvez tells Bettina about his son. Bettina instructs him to observe his son to find out if there is anything physically wrong with him. Uh, week observation uh, After a week observation, his son, he finds him totally healthy. The only physical change that he observed in Ali is his growing beard. He is not selling anything from his household articles. He just gives them free to the needy people in order to avoid them. Now, Parvez notices that Ali prays 5 times a day, though he was not being brought up in in a religious atmosphere. Parvez invites his son for a dinner only to discuss about the happening during the last day. Firstly, Ali refuses to go for dinner, but later he goes out for dinner with his father. Parvez drinks a lot during this meeting and start argue. Ali criticizes his father's way of life because, according to his point of view, his father is too much implicated in a Western civilization. He breaks the rules of Holy Quran by drinking alcohol and eating pork. Ali tells his father that he is going to give up his studies because, in his point of view, Western civilization uh, is an anti-religion religious attitude. These two opposite behaviors shows the two opposite about a father and his son. Hanif also reveals by this story that though we are Muslims but not adopting our religion and our culture, but we are uh, following the Western culture, Western civilization. And after this meeting, Parvez feels that he is not taking his son according to his own direction. He feels as he has uh, lost his son. He wants to tell his son to leave his home, but Batina forbids him to do so. She says him to understand his son that what is going on in his son's mind. During the next day, Parvez tries to tell Ali that what are his ideas about life. He even grows like his beard just to please his son. But Ali is not still agree to his father way of life that shows that he is leading his life totally opposite to the teaching of Islam. He feels that his father is not a patriotic person. He doesn't love his religion, culture, and even his country. At the end of the story, Parvez goes to his son's room, drinks a lot, and beats his son because he is very furious at his son. Ali doesn't show any reaction to protest and defend himself when Parvez stopped beating him. Ali asks him, now tell who is the fanatic. To sum up the whole discussion, we can say that My Son the Fanatic by Hanif Qureshi is a thought provoking story. It tells the conflict between Islam and the other religion. Hanif also reveals Hanif also reveals the um, racial issues, a conflict between Eastern and Western culture and their conflicting aspects. Hope you would like it. Thanks a lot. Allah Hafiz.